Hello and welcome to ConceptsEra. So here we are going to discuss second question of today's class, and our focus is mainly towards DS questions because these are the questions we consider are the most challenging and most tricky question in Gmat. So why don't you guys pause this video and try out this basic question. So let's just discuss this question here. So if we discuss this question, you can see first of all you have to figure out what type of the question is it. So here we can see is, that means we can figure out from here it is yes no based questions, right? Yes no based questions. So you have to uniquely get either only yes or only no. So if you're approaching this question, the best way to approach this question, now directly go to statement, right? Directly go to statement and try to figure out which statement will you assume here, right? Which statement will you assume here which is in the format of x square plus y square is greater than z square. If you put in question, it will give you yes, and when same statement or with different numbers you put in question will give you no, because finding out only yes is not definitely gonna give you the right answer as such. So if you're starting with only yes and getting the statement which are giving you only yes with question itself, then definitely the bad start for this basic question here. So basic statement, if you look at this basic statement and look at the question here, the basic number which we can think of immediately without thinking much, we can see it is 1 square plus 1 square is greater than 1 square. That's a basic statement which you can think of, right? 1 square plus 1 square is greater than 1 square. It's a basic statement which you can think of. So we definitely know here 2 is greater than 1. So this statement is always true, right? A statement you cannot question as such. A statement is always true. You can only question in terms of what they're asking in question, right? So this can be in doubt, but this is 100% true which you have to assume. So here 1 square plus 1 square is greater than 1 square. If you put these values of x, y and z, you will figure out, okay, this is giving us yes. Now from here onwards your approach has to be not to find yes. That means if you look at this basic statement, you should assume some numbers which are true according to this statement but will give you no when you put that particular values in the question itself. So how do you start this basic question here? That's the most challenging part in this basic question here. Definitely we can consider this question is 700 plus level question because you have to think a lot to decode this statement as such. But if you are able to recall ConceptsEra's geometry classes, this statement we discussed somewhere. And if you see geometry, in our course we discussed this statement broadly. And this is what? This is something which we already know. This is an obtuse angle triangle. In obtuse angle triangle, we know x square, which is a one particular side, plus y square, which is the other side, is greater than z square. This is an obtuse angle triangle we discussed in detail. So here, what exactly we know in terms of Pythagoras theorem? We know x square plus y square is equal to z square, right? This exactly we know from here. X square plus y square, right? X square plus y square, this is comes out to be ultimately a z square, right? This exact statement we know. Now basic triplets, right? Now basic triplets of Pythagoras theorem, which we know it is 3, 4, 5. So we know 3 square, right? What exactly we know from here? We know 3 square plus 4 square is equal to 5 square, right? 3 square plus 4 square is equal to 5 square. Now when we know 3 square plus 4 square is equal to 5 square, and if you see your statement here, we know our left hand side has to be greater than our right hand side. That means to look this particular statement here, we have to increase our left hand side. And how can you increase? Rather than putting a 3, I can put here 4 square. 4 square. Now we are 100% sure this is definitely greater than 5 square. This should come in your mind immediately, and it has to come when you're solving these questions here. So 4 square plus 4 square is greater than 5 square. Now we got the values here. Now we can definitely having another statement and the numbers with us. And what are these numbers here? We can immediately say 4 square plus 4 square is greater than 5 square. Now when these numbers of and these values of x, y, z, if we put in question itself, you can see they are saying 4 to the power 4 plus 4 to the power 4 is greater than 5 to the power 4. We have to see, is it true? 4 to the power 4, we can say 256. 4 to the power 4 is 256 is greater than, we can say, 625. So this comes out to be 512 is greater than 625. So immediately we can say we got no here. No, it is not true. So you can see 111 will give you yes, and 445 will give you no. So we are getting yes and no, both of them through this statement. So immediately we can say my first statement is not sufficient. And now when your first statement is not sufficient, answer option A is out and answer option D is out. Now what is answer option left with? We left with only B, C, E, right? Only these three answer options we left with B, C, E. Now look at the statement 2. See, whatever exactly you assumed for statement 1, you see, is it true for statement 2 also? Let's figure out 1, right? They are saying x plus y is greater than z. So 1 plus 1 is definitely greater than z, which is greater than 1. As well as you can see 4 plus 4 is also greater than 5. But we already know from previous statement, this answer of this assumption of x, y, z will give us yes when we put this in our question here, what they're asking, and this particular assumption will give us no. So immediately we can say again statement 2 is also not sufficient to answer this question. So when these are not sufficient, we can remove B also. B cannot be answered. Let's club both of them. If we club both of them, my friends, you can see these two numbers, these two assumptions are also true. That means 111 we can also take, and 445 we can also take. That means we will still struggling with between S and no. So statement C is also, answer option C is also not true. So we can confidently pick right answer is E for England. So E is the right answer for the given question. So you can see how good question this was. If you are able to decode first statement as such, your second statement is automatically true, and that exactly you can solve very fast. So you have to put effort in terms of remembering what exactly we are teaching you while teaching the concepts as such. This is more than enough to solve this basic question. So I hope you understood. So let's move towards another question here.